Good morning, this is Jarod Claybourn. We're on the Castle Connection. It is July 30th, 2025. I'm joined by your superintendent, Mr. Matt Sheehan. This is the sixth season that we've done this together. Mr. Sheehan, I appreciate you allowing me to continue as principal and work with you as superintendent. How are you doing, sir, this summer, end of July?
Doing great, and as you said, 6 years. We started this during COVID, where we were on separate sides of the table here trying to give people updates. And I'd like to think that a lot has changed, in the last 6 years. And but the consistent thing is, I think we have a very supportive community, Board of Education, administration, and staff that we've taken this district forward in a positive manner, and we're equally excited about where we can continue to grow.
Yeah, awesome place to be, awesome team, and thank you for that. So we're going to hit you with a few things. We're going to give you an update on what's happening this summer, some of the things going on. We're going to talk about, Mr. Sheehan's going to give you some information on some testing stuff. We're going to talk about what's coming at the end of the summer and what you can expect as we approach the new year. So first couple things are summer construction updates. Things are progressing very well, as they often do. Some will come right to the last minute, but right now we are on time and as scheduled. So the main office is still shut down right now as renovations happen with HVAC and flooring. So we're still using door 4 to the right to access and enter the building. The old gym is looking fantastic. You'll soon be released with more pictures and videos on what that looks like. That's going well, as well as renovations to both locker rooms, specifically the girls' locker room. That's going well. So we just ask, if you're on campus, make sure you're staying clear of any obvious construction zones during that time. Currently, we have our Student Equity Summit that's going on. So students are meeting and gathering over this week, 4 days. They're discussing matters of personal, but also school-wide culture. And it really is a fabulous time that we get to hear from students. We'll be meeting with them as administration tomorrow in a round table over lunch. We're super excited about that. Also happening today is we have an upperclassmen meeting for student orientation. They are preparing and planning for the freshman orientation, our intensive orientation that happens in 2 weeks during the second week of August. Again, if you're watching this for the first time and you're a freshman, haven't signed up, you can still sign up for that. It's August 12th, 13th, and 14th on campus, 3 days. And that's an awesome experience. So we have students that help design and lead that. They're doing that right now as we speak. The other thing I want to remind you about is we went to Yonder last year in our effort to reduce distractions at Sterling High School. So one of the tools was the Yonder pouch. That went successfully well. Mr. DeRico just sent out updates of our student handbook. Not really a lot of changes, but just some clarification points. So you have that for your summer reading if you would like to see that. But I just want to say, Mr. Sheehan, we just had a great visit from Collingswood High School. Their administrators reached out to us knowing that we utilized the Yonder pouch. They wanted to come over and just hear our process. So it was really rewarding and reflective to be able to talk to them about how we did it, hear what their plans are, and then we took them over to the students and they had the opportunity to hear from our students on the impact of that. So again, reducing distraction goes beyond the cell phone. It's not just that. We will be meeting later today even with our teacher leaders to talk more about the laptops, reducing distractions, appropriate use of technology, and then regular manipulative. So the conversation continues as we find the best space to teach and educate in this environment. So those are the main things that have been happening or happening today. Mr. Sheehan, you want to tell us more, take a look back and see some things.
Yeah, so thank you for that, by the way. If I just may reflect on the cell phone committee and the work that they put in, it was a team effort between teachers, administrators, students. We visited schools. The Board of Education was very impressed with the time that we took to come up with the policy that fit for Sterling High School. And when I spoke to other superintendents from around the Colonial Conference in South Jersey, they were really impressed with our approach and how we introduced it. And like I said, I'm sure that there's going to be more than just Collingswood coming to visit Sterling High School. I've heard from friends of mine who teach at different districts and really are impressed with the way that we rolled that out. So kudos again to the administration for taking the lead on that. So before we plan for the future, part of my job as superintendent, I have to report out on the past. And in this case, the past is the class of 25 and also school year 24-25 in graduation data and testing data. So as we're getting that information from the state, I'm starting to put a slideshow together. So right now, Mr. K is going to put up here our NJGPA. This is a graduation proficiency assessment. This is the English portion. All right, so I'm just going to give you 2 highlights. So number 1 highlight is the ELA. The average score for Sterling High School is 768. As you can see from years 2023, 2024, now 2025, we've had a steady increase in our test score. But most significant, we were under the state average. All right, now we are over the state average. We had an average of 84% of our students passed. The state average was 81. So again, that's a team effort from the sending schools, through the efforts that we have with push-in, pull-out supports, with some team coaching. So that's significant. And the next one, if Mr. K can go to slide number 10. All right, we always like to boast about our advanced placement students. So, just some details here as you look at this. Along the top, you'll see the different tests or the different classes from biology all the way over to chemistry. You'll see the number of testers. We had 136 testers. I think it was about 70 students or so some took multiple tests. A 3+ is passing. So 110 out of 136 students scored a 3 or plus. That's an average of 82% of our students passed the AP exams. And then if you have a 4 or 5, you get reimbursed your cost of the test. 49% of our students scored a 4 or 5. Where is this significant? This is an indicator of college readiness, but it's also it's college credits. And as I mentioned at the graduation, between AP, dual credit courses, the Rutgers exam, our students earn 576 college credits. That amounts to about $300,000 plus in cost for those classes or tuition per credit. So, our students find a way. Their path may be academics, it may be college, it may be careers, the military, it may be trade schools, law enforcement. So we try to provide for them a successful path in whatever direction they want to take. So advanced placement is certainly one of those pathways. So we're really proud of that. So that's a quick look back. And as we get more data, I'll complete that presentation and give that to the board once it is complete. But it's also a good benchmark for us. We're never satisfied. We're never content. We change schedules. We've added staff. We've added resources and supplements. Obviously, we're really happy with the less distractions on campus, and we'd like to see that result in higher test scores, more opportunities with elective courses, and potential internships and things along those lines. So that's a little quick view of the past. As president, as we move forward, we're going to be welcoming new staff in late August. As Mr. Claybourn said, our freshman orientation is the 2nd week of August. It's kind of an in-between session, but we're busy now. I mean, there's students on this campus almost every day of the week. It's positive stuff that we have going on at Sterling High School. And, after a couple weeks, we really look forward to having the building filled again with our students, with the energy that they bring. And, they inspire us as much as we are here to teach them. So we're excited about it. Enjoy your summer. And we're excited about a quick turnaround here to the school year, and we're excited for the class of 2029. Having them come in here is really exciting for us.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome group.
Yeah.
So before we get to everybody coming back next week, we have a very intentional, something we call a blackout week, right? So throughout our whole campus, and all athletics and activities are shut down really, and that's intentional because people need a break. Families need a break, students need a break, we need a break, and that's where I take my personal vacation in that space. But so next week is a space where there should not be really any activities other than individuals coming up here because they want to get a workout, and that's important because they need that space, especially those students that are doing multiple things. So it's a space we encourage families to take their vacation and they don't miss, but that's not everybody's decision, but it does work out. So that's coming up next week. It starts at the end of the day Saturday and it goes through the following weekend.
Yeah, I'm really excited about, we've made slight adjustments to the classroom settings, and if you walk anywhere near the 300 wing and then come down the main hallway by the TV studio, you're going to be impressed with walking by our ROTC room, which was out at the business office. Chief Elmore wanted to kind of get an adjustment there so that she's more visible, can promote her program. Well, when you come around that 300 wing and turn, she's going to see you.
Yep.
She's going to let you know that she's there, and she's going to try to encourage you to if you're not doing anything and you want to try something new, the ROTC program is certainly an exciting endeavor. So I'm really excited for the members of the ROTC and the staff there, where I think they can have a greater influence and they can be recognized a little bit more on this part of the campus. They were back at the business office. They still have some business that they can do back there, but their main headquarters will be, at the end of the 300.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
In the building. So 2 last points of note. So if you're an athlete, a student athlete looking to participate in the fall, you have to complete the arbiter registration process and have a physical updated annually. If you have not done that, then you want to get that started. Make sure you have a physical scheduled with your primary doctor and that you are filling out that paperwork. That's going to be important because we have football starts on the 11th and on the rest of the sports the following week. So make sure that you mark your calendar and get some of those things done. And then finally, people are eager to see their schedules. Before you're able to do that, you're going to have to fill out and complete the annual on-course registration. So the letters are being folded right now. They'll be sent out next week. That's where you get that annual registration and your individual code to do that again. And then once that's complete, you'll be able to see your exact student schedules at the end of the month. So make sure that you are in tune to annual registration coming back. And again, every student, regardless if you're new or returning, your parent has to complete that. And then a side note on that is once you do that, let's just say, so Mr. Sheehan didn't get that email, but maybe his wife did. Once his wife gets it, she can add your contact information. That's an important one. We get that question a lot. Well, I didn't get it. So you guys actually, as parents or guardians, have control of who gets the information. You just have to complete the annual on-course registration and then add the secondary contacts that you want in there.
Yeah, I want to add one thing, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Right? I'm in the back building, and my window leads out to the athletic fields and the walking path. And I just want to, give credit to our members of the community who really care about setting a good example of an active lifestyle, a healthy lifestyle, that they're setting that example for their kids. There's people out on our track, on our walking path, tennis courts, athletic fields, every day of the week from 5:30 in the morning until 8, 9 at night. This year at the Stratford Swim Club, there was a master swim program from collegiate level swimmers to, I'm just starting to get into my career, I want to stay in shape, to people that haven't been in the water, and swam competitively for, at any time in their life. I think it was led by Katie Miller, did a great job.
All right.
They competed in a master swim meet last week, and they were out there again today. A couple of our staff members, again, what impressed me though was the example that they set for their kids and the kids of our communities here. So keep up the good work, parents, on setting a good example.
That's great. Well, and I love the fact that you talk about this being a community space. Thank you to the board for making the space accessible to our members and that you guys take pride in the physical space that we have here as well. Thanks.
Yeah.
Happy summer, guys. If you need us, please don't hesitate to reach out. But otherwise, enjoy your summer, enjoy your breaks. We'll see you very soon. So thank you for joining us. And as always, go Knights.